Synopsis. We open on a fart joke that has nothing to do with the plot. Who wrote this episode? Yeah, not a great first impression, buddy. We then have Gustavo acting like more of a dick than usual. Despite this, the guys still decide to show that they're good people by thanking Gustavo for the amazing opportunity he's given them. And of course, Gustavo decides to thank them back, right?
Ooh, I'm thinking about bringing back a hot new band that I can replace you with when you inevitably fail me.
What happened to the character growth we saw in Big Time Crib? What about how they all work together to take down Wayne and Big Time Bad Boy? Through this newfound arrogance, we see that Gustavo forgot to get someone to watch his mansion while he and Kelly are gone on their trip. The boys offer since they've never seen a mansion before, and Gustavo makes his worst crime in this episode.
You want me to let the monkeys mansion sit?
Yeah.
They are not monkeys, they are dogs? Who are you? What have you done with Gustavo? Gustavo and Kelly talk it over, and seeing as last time Gustavo asked Freight Train to do it, he didn't do a very good job. He caves and the boys are now mansion sitting. Gustavo lays out some ground rules. Stay out of his media room. Do not touch the fridge. No sitting on the couch. Don't touch his cat. And if anything's broken, they're fired. They get the approval from Gustavo, but together they have to get permission from Kendall's mom, where we learn he's 16? I guess that line in School of Rock makes more sense now, but I would not have pegged him for younger than 17. Kendall gives the obligatory "I'm not a kid anymore" speech that every protagonist has to, but it's undercut by James and Carlos. She still approves though, but only on the condition that they update her every hour. She drops them off, and I feel like I've seen this scene somewhere before.
I packed your sneakers and jeans, nice clean shirts and underwear, and your favorite snacks and some hot chocolate in case you want something hot. But be careful not to burn yourself, and a pair of rubber gloves to do your laundry, and a new clothesline to hang it out to dry. Mom!
I mean, my mother's the same way, so I guess I get it. The boys get inside and almost immediately break rule number 1. We follow Gustavo to North Carolina and... Wait, he's actually looking for a new band? Now I know this can't be Gustavo. He may get frustrated with the guys, but... Save it for the thoughts section, Josiah. Save it for the thoughts section. Back with the guys, though. They're debating on whether or not to break rule number 2, leading to a new type of fantasy sequence.
Rule number 2, help yourself to anything you want in my living room fridge.
They break open the fridge, and I relate more to Gustavo with every passing episode. Katie sees her mom as being depressed at the thought of Kendall leaving the nest, so she plays sick, letting her mom fulfill her purpose by taking care of another human being, because apparently that's all mothers are good for, right? That was joke. Back with the boys, they are not having a good time. Not only have they ruined Gustavo's couch, but they've also thrown his cat outside. Yeah, thrown. Okay. They all start freaking out, but Kendall tries to give them a pep talk. But it only takes 5 minutes for them to realize they are totally screwed. They're luckily able to lure Gustavo's alligator into a small room, but then, oh, they fed the cat to an alligator! Back with Gustavo, though, he's loving the new band. They're actually listening to what he says, and he's even able to send them to go get food. While I still stand by the fact that he would never replace them, I think even I'm starting to come around. The guys try to shave a cat, and it goes about as well as you'd expect. Katie's mom inadvertently suffocates her, and now back with Gustavo, where he finally decides he's sick of how compliant the windmills are. And if it sounds like I'm rushing through the episode, everything from the cat shaving to this happens in under a minute. If anyone's rushing, it's the episode itself. Gustavo decides to let other record companies have the windmills, and Katie comes clean to their mom. Luckily, this experience was enough to help her come to terms with the fact that Kendall's not a baby anymore and can take care of himself, that she doesn't need to check up on him. But seeing as Gustavo is coming home early, Kendall calls her anyway. She helps get the place back to the way it was, and she even reveals the alligator didn't eat the cat. But then, what did it... Gustavo comes home and it almost seems like they got away with it. Until, oh, everything fell apart. Thoughts. This was such a bad episode. But actually, I think it almost worked in its favor, because right around the point where they arrive at Gustavo's mansion, the episode seemed to cross the line from awful into so bad it's good territory. Gustavo seemed very out of character to me, as I said in the synopsis. I feel like the new writer just saw a compilation of his biggest freakout moments and decided, yes, that is his character. I got this fan. A lot of the jokes fell flat for me, although there were a few that I did enjoy. This episode actually kind of has the opposite effect of my favorite episode so far, Big Time Crib. In that one, I mentioned how I loved that their plan succeeded, but that doesn't mean they get what they want. Meanwhile, here, everything just kind of magically works out with them because Kendall's mom is able to help. And it just feels like they lack consequences. Yes, in Big Time Crib, they did get to keep the apartment, but that itself was a positive consequence for doing a good job. They weren't rewarded for tricking him like they are here. Overall, I didn't like this episode. Yes, I like this show, but that doesn't mean it can't have bad episodes. It did hold enough jokes to make me laugh, though, and there was nothing offensive about it. I think it just deserves a vinyl record. Trivia. This was the only time Gustavo's mansion was shown on the show. That's all it says on the wiki. Even IMDb didn't have any other bits of trivia for me to list, so I guess this single bit of trivia came from the Big Time Rush fan wiki. Still gotta credit my sources, you know? Alright, now we're really starting to pick up some steam on these episodes. Just 10 more to go and 10 days before the anniversary. Might be a photo finish.
When the window blew out, I fell, cut myself. As the blood spilled, I was helpless, nearly killed. Your actions, they did curse me, and yet your lies still hurt me. One heart for whole beings.